University of Washington, transfer students consistently represent some of our very best, and we are thrilled that you are going to be joining us here on campus soon. This video is going to be most helpful for students who have been accepted to UW and are preparing for their first quarter. But for those of you who are exploring your options with transferring to UW, you're welcome to contact us at the Humanities Academic Services, or HAS, Center for more info on our programs and how to apply for admission. HAS is going to be your support team as you navigate your degree in one of the University of Washington's 12 humanities departments. Humanities Academic Services is located on the plaza level of Padelford Hall's A Wing. We're just across the street from the Husky Union Building, or HUB, and we're next door to the Hall Health Center. We are a team of 6 that's here to help you. So if you point your browser to hasc.uw.edu, you'll be able to learn more about how we can help and what kind of resources we have available for you. You'll also be able to schedule an appointment with an advising team member for a day and time that works for you. So in our video today, we're going to be covering how to prepare for studying at UW, including transferring in credits and academic planning, core degree requirements, how declaring a major works, study abroad opportunities, career development, and funding options. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Congratulations, you've been admitted to the University of Washington. Now that you've been accepted to the University of Washington and accepted your offer, be sure to request one official transcript from each college or university you've attended and send them to the University Office of Admissions before your advising and orientation session. This will be helpful when planning out your first quarter class schedule. Below is a QR code you can scan to learn more about sending in your transcripts. Once the Office of Admissions receives your transcripts, they complete a course-by-course evaluation of your transfer credits. The timeline of your evaluation can vary depending on the time of the year. So in the meantime, to find out how course is taken at Washington State College or Technical College will transfer to the University of Washington, we encourage you to check the Washington Community College Equivalency Guide. In general, UW accepts most university level colleges courses earned at fully accredited institutions. The transfer credit policies page provides guidelines on how those courses will transfer and evaluate. If after evaluation you think one of your transfer courses hasn't been appropriately evaluated, you can first contact the Office of Admissions, as well as the undergraduate advisor from the departments representing the course in question, and if possible, share the course syllabus with them. Generally, most of your coursework will fulfill your general education requirements, such as English composition or reasoning, as well as areas of knowledge or inquiry requirements such as arts and humanities, social sciences, or natural sciences. If not all your general education or areas of inquiry are not completed, that's okay. Sometimes transfer students will need to complete an additional course or two in the first year. If you have your Associates of Arts AA degree, these usually fulfill your Gen Ed or areas of inquiry requirements. Before registering for classes, we recommend using the General Education Requirement Course Search tool or meeting with an advisor to develop a plan for your first quarter. Speaking of major coursework, most departments prefer that students complete their major coursework at UW, with the exception for language majors where beginning and intermediate language courses are recommended to be completed before transferring. Lastly, for the College of Arts and Sciences, there is a world languages requirement. There are several ways to complete this requirement, such as completing 3 years of the same language in high school, taking a placement test, and testing into and completing the first year language sequence, as well as testing to demonstrate proficiency. To learn about placement and proficiency tests for languages offered through the humanities, check out our language testing page.
Thanks, Gio. Hey, Future Huskies, it's Michael here. I'm going to talk to you about some more of these resources that you'll have available to you as you transition to UW. Now remember, above all else, our department's full of real-life people who want to take your questions through phone calls, emails, appointments, and hopefully we'll see you at our offices soon. Now, a key tool that you'll use for registration is MyPlan. And through MyPlan, you can do things like find courses that fulfill your general requirements, like those areas of inquiry, as well as customize your schedule. Consider it your own sort of like Swiss Army knife. It's one tool to do a lot of jobs. Now, MyPlan is just one of the tools that will help you with the transitioning to UW. The first year programs team has created all types of modules to review at your own pace. So the bottom of this slide has a QR code that's going to give you access to all these different modules. But hey, reach out to us if you've got any questions. Okay, so there are a ton of things that you can do on MyPlan. You're going to use this QR code on the bottom of the screen to find a video about how to make the most out of it. But for our sake, I'll only focus on the basics. So when you log on to MyPlan, you're going to click here, and then you're going to find the part that says Find Courses. From that screen, it'll bring you to this. Make sure that you've chosen the Seattle campus on the top there, and then you're going to use the search bar to find what you need. So say you only want to take classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. Hey, there's a filter for that. Say you only want to take Monday, Wednesday classes after 3:30 p.m. There's definitely a filter for that too. You want to exclude certain options from that search that you're doing, there's a filter for that. So when you're ready, you're going to click on that search button, and then up here is going to post just a ton of different classes based off of what you wanted. Now you can be more granular in your search too. When you are searching for that, you can see that you can filter out general ed requirements, specific types of credit counts. Maybe you're also looking for course levels and different types of learning formats. All that can be found on this screen for MyPlan. So maybe after that, there are thoughts of declaring a major, and it begins to bubble throughout your head as you're taking these courses at UW. What are the next steps? It can seem daunting, but I do declare that it can also be a major headache. But don't fret, HAS is here to support you. This means planning and staying informed about requirements for a specific major. The first thing you're going to want to do is check the department's website to see if you need to fulfill any requirements before declaring the major. Some majors need you to complete a certain number of classes or credits before you're eligible. There may be other requirements, so let us know if we can help clarify anything. For example, creative writing, the creative writing track for English is going to require students to submit an application along with a portfolio of work to be reviewed, amongst other things. We also have majors that are open. That means you can declare them when you are admitted to UW or anytime after. So say you've taken a look at the department's website, maybe even reached out to a professor or two. You're at the point where you want to declare a major. How do you do this? Well, you set up an advising appointment with HAS. During that appointment, we'll review with you the requirements you may need to fulfill before declaring. We'll also help you course plan. We'll talk about the different credit requirements and limits, but most of all, we'll be a sounding board for you. Let us know what you're thinking, and we'll be here to lay out some of those options. Now, speaking of credits, I'm going to give some credit to my colleague, Megan, who's going to talk to you more about what it takes to graduate from UW.
Thank you, Michael. So I want to talk to you a little bit about completing your degree. A lot of students want to know, how long will it take for me to complete my BA, and how do I get there to the end? So for all students, it's different. It's a lot of things come into play, such as a transfer student, how many credits you're taking from your previous institution. AP and IB courses definitely come to effect, as well as running START. But all students, regardless of if they're starting as a first year, transfer, running START, need to reach a minimum of 180 credits. And that is the minimum to graduate. There are a few different other benchmarks that you need to be aware of as you're planning out your degree. So at 165 credits, you'll want to declare a major, and by 210 credits, you'll need to have completed your degree. So on a regular credit track, this can be completed in 4 years or 12 full-time academic quarters. So most students end up taking 15 credits per quarter to do that 12 full-time academic quarter point. Theoretically, if a student arrives at UW with 90 credits, which most transfer students do that come in with an AA, they would only need 90 additional credits, which is typically 6 full-time quarters, to complete the 180 credit minimum. This, of course, is based on your major track. Maybe you're considering double majoring or adding a minor. So this is why it's always important to meet with your advisor to kind of plan out how long it'll take you specifically in your own studies to reach your degree completion. But as a transfer student, it is possible to double major and add a minor. Most majors do require about 60 credits, and most minors take between 25 to 30 credits to complete. So if you're already coming in with credits from your previous institution, this provides a chance for you to really dive into a major or minor that you're really interested in. Again, as always, as a transfer student, potentially on a less time frame of maybe 2 or 3 years, it's really important to meet with your advisor early and often. So a lot of students come in with Running Start, AB, and IP credit. So if all of your credits from your previous institution are Running Start credits, or you come in with a lot of AB or IP credits, you have the option of completing your 12 full-time academic quarters at UW to complete your degree for a maximum of 90 credits. So if you are coming in with 90 Running Starts credits, you can reach up to 300 credits at the University of Washington. But the beauty of coming in with these types of credits is that you also have the flexibility to potentially graduate from the University of Washington in 6 academic quarters or around 2 years. Again, check in with your advisor, plan this out so that you are able to hit the ground running once you start at the University of Washington. I'm going to pass it off now to my colleague Nancy to talk a little bit about studying abroad as a transfer student.
Thank you, Megan. Well, as Megan said, I'm Nancy, and I'm actually really excited to be here today to talk with you about the possibility of study abroad. Many transfer students think that study abroad is out of reach for them, but I'm here to tell you with early planning, it's very possible, both financially and academically, for you to study abroad. For example, the tuition for UW faculty-led and exchange study abroad programs is the same as if you had stayed stateside at the UW to study. In fact, for out-of-state students, going abroad is a deal. You don't pay out-of-state tuition. Most faculty-led programs also set up housing that is the same or less expensive than if you were to stay stateside in the dorms. There are also a great deal of study abroad financial aid options. We, in fact, give away over $1 million a year for study abroad. You will still be enrolled at the UW while you're studying abroad, and this will allow you to access your financial aid and other academic funding. You can see a link on this slide that will take you to study abroad resources and financial information. The opportunity to travel, to experience different cultures, to learn and take classes towards your degree. This is a really rare opportunity, and we love to encourage you to take it. For language majors, for example, it's critical to be able to travel to a country where you can immerse yourself in the language and the culture that you're studying at the UW. And more, we're seeing employers ask that their prospective employees have global experience. So studying abroad and global engagement are valuable experiences, not only for our personal growth, and also it's important for preparing for your future career. You gain skills like intercultural competency, communication, independence, adaptability, open-mindedness, resourcefulness, flexibility, working with a diverse group of people, problem solving, self-confidence. You learn to be adventurous. And all of these are critical life skills, but also important skills in any career. So we have 3 main types of study abroad options. On this screen, you'll see faculty-led programs. So these are programs that I mentioned a moment ago that are designed and led by UW faculty. You will travel with other UW students and faculty. So this gives you a great way to get to know both your faculty and some of your student colleagues at the UW. All credits will apply to your degree. Exchange programs are another option. With an exchange program, you will work with the UW Study Abroad office to set up an educational experience with one of our partner universities. You will design your course of study, but it will be very important for you to check in with your major advisor here at the Humanities Center to make sure that the classes you choose to take are going to be helpful in the completion of your degree. And partner programs. Partner programs are programs run by third-party study abroad providers that the UW has vetted for safety and academic rigor. These programs are great because they allow us at the UW to expand our offerings to more locations and more subjects for our students. The credit offerings are similar to exchanges, so you can register for any course offered by the provider. Students in this case will pay a program fee directly to the provider, which varies by program to program. Here is how you can begin to do a search for the program. There is a link underneath the picture of the bus. All UW Study Abroad programs are overseen by UW's Global Travel Security Manager to make sure that all of our students are safe while abroad. Besides the three options that I spoke about briefly, there are other study abroad options available to you, and you can find out more of those at the study abroad link provided on this page. Let us in the Humanities Academic Services Center help you study abroad while you're at the UW. Next, Rachel will talk with you when you come back from study abroad about what you can do with a humanities major.
Thank you so much for passing the mic to me, Nancy.
Yeah.
I'm here today to talk to you all about different career opportunities that you can do with the humanities degree. So, as you all might have heard, it's kind of common belief that humanities majors struggle finding a job post-graduation. But this is not true. They're actually in high demand across a lot of different industries. These include anything from business operations to healthcare to teaching, as seen in this chart by Humanities Indicators from 2018. I'm actually a recent alumni who graduated with a double major in creative writing and dance, so I know firsthand how valuable having a humanities education is in the current job market. And besides just myself, here are a few other humanities alumni to showcase the variety of careers humanities majors have. First up on the left-hand side, there's Jessie Inarde, who double majored in classical studies and history and is now the head of technical support engineering at Meta. In the center, we have a photo of Camille Elmore Trummer, who double majored in comparative history of ideas and communication, and who is now the community engagement director for Brink Communication. And lastly, on the right-hand side, Lokela Alexander Minami, who double majored in Germanics and comparative history of ideas, and now serves as the community engagement manager for the Seattle Opera. At the bottom of the slide, you can see a link to the Humanities First website, which shows even more alumni profiles to get a great range of careers offered. Additionally, UW has resources for all students to help them find jobs, write resumes, prepare for interviews, and set up networking opportunities. The Career and Internship Center is the largest campus hub and is open to all students. The link for that is at the top of this slide. But as you can see from the photo, each department also has specific career opportunities that are typically listed under the resource tab of their individual website. HAS also has our own resume guide developed specifically for humanities students, which can be located under the career section of our resource hub. You can also take the College of Arts and Sciences, there's a job for that quiz, to get a sample of what graduates in a specific major have done since graduating. And if you're interested in seeing what current jobs are available, Handshake and LinkedIn are great places to begin, and the Career and Internship Center mentioned above can help you get started with how to use these resources effectively. Thanks for listening to me talk about careers, and now I'm happy to pass the mic over to John to talk to you about funding opportunities.
All right, thank you, Rachel. When it comes to funding, there can be a lot of different pathways available for students, but untangling them can be a challenge. For example, when it comes to finding scholarships and fellowships that can help fund your study at UW, it's definitely a case of the more the merrier, but we recognize that every student is going to have different needs and goals. As a student of the humanities, HAS is here to help you find and pursue the opportunities that you're the best fit for, and we'll help you build applications that get noticed. Now, I'll talk a little bit about funding and financial aid options, and I'll walk you through some of the pages on the different resources that will help you connect to the next steps. But that said, the first point of reference for funding at UW should always be the Office of Financial Aid. Applying for a financial aid award, and you can see some of the different types of aid available through the Office of Financial Aid website here. Applying for a financial aid award should be your first priority. The UW's Office of Financial Aid application page is uw.edu/financial-aid/applying-for-aid. So if we go into the next slide, for example, we can see that the Office of Financial Aid website has a really useful frequently asked questions section. It's comprehensive, it will help you, but know that if you do have specific questions that are not answered here, they do have their own advising team at the Office of Financial Aid that you can reach out to for financial aid specific questions. If we go on to the next slide, for example, you can see that one of the key things to remember when it comes to applying for financial aid is that applying for financial aid and awards can be a process that runs quite long. Remember to check your deadlines, and all of those deadlines are going to be on the Office of Financial Aid's website. Additionally, maintaining eligibility can be key for keeping financial aid awards and applying for funding in year 2 and beyond. So make sure to note that. This page is the one that we actually want to see. This is the application for aid page. Here you can find key dates and deadlines, the application process itself, how awards literally happen, and how to maintain your eligibility. So this can be a hub for you. So the next thing that I want to talk about is scholarships, fellowships, and awards. Now, as was mentioned previously, there are a lot of different awards out there, millions of dollars worth of funding for thousands of different subjects, student identities, and courses. But sometimes knowing where to start to look for these opportunities can be overwhelming. Fortunately, there's a great hub site for you to use even before you start at the University of Washington, and it's the UW's Office of Merit Scholarships, Fellowships, and Awards. Don't be put off by the name. These awards are available every year, and they are for needs-based as well as merit-based programs. You can find the Office of Merit Scholarships at expd.uw.edu/scholarships. And so, for example, if you go to that page, this is what you'll see on the home screen. One of the most useful places to start is right there with the magnifying glass and the Search Our Database tool. They have a database which literally outlines hundreds of different scholarships externally available. It'll let you know who's eligible for these different awards, what deadlines exist specifically, but then in general, if something hasn't been posted yet, it will also let you know roughly which time of the year you can expect to be able to apply for this. It's a useful planning tool, but you can also use keywords to filter out different awards. So you can search for those awards that are really geared specifically to supporting students just like you. 622 different scholarships is a lot. The goal should be to really find the top 3 or 4 awards that are perfectly geared to you, that you are the exact sort of person that they want to support. And this tool can help with that. Now, another place that students can go to look for funding is through their academic departments. For example, the Department of English has a lot of different resources available for funding their majors. Let's check it out. If you go to the Department of English's website, you'll see on the right there's a navigation menu for undergrads. If you go to the resources section, on the next page, you'll find a little bit more information on English department scholarships, but they've also taken the time to pull together different resources from other places to really help give you a holistic overview of the different opportunities that are available. One recommendation that we have when it comes to funding: think about it early, start early, and apply often. This really is going to be something that will be a difference maker. Now, HAS can also provide a guide for funding in the humanities. We've built out a specific guide that goes department by department to let you know what opportunities are out there if you are a German studies major, a classics major, or Scandinavian studies major. Just ask your advisor. You can go and make an appointment with our team to talk about funding at any time through hasc.uw.edu/advising. If you do that, you'll come to a page that looks a little bit like this. And you can make a choice about whether you want to meet with the next available advisor based on a day and time that works for you. Or if you want to meet with one specific advisor, you can choose who you want to meet with as well. But our funding guide is something that's been designed for humanities students specifically. And hopefully, these different resources, our funding guide, the Office of Merit Scholarships, the Office of Financial Aid, and departments can all work together for you to help demystify and untangle these opportunities so that you can be the one getting those awards. We will be happy to help. Okay, next I'm going to hand it back over to Gio for our wrap up.
Thank you, John. If you are interested in learning more about other helpful resources and opportunities, such as registered student organizations, support services, or you want to know more about what makes the humanities at University of Washington special, let us know and we can help connect you. Or if you have a question that we didn't answer in this video, you can always send us an email at has-center@uw.edu. We also welcome and encourage you to schedule an appointment, as John mentioned, with any of us. That code on the screen takes you to a page that John showed to schedule an appointment. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you found it helpful, and we hope to hear from you soon.